Welcome back to Keeping It Relevant. It's Alex,
Cody,
John,
and we're back again with our recent relevant news.
Yeah, I got you on the relativity. Let's see. So, this week, about 2 days ago, I think it was, the new Spider-Man trailer came out, which looks...
Amazing.
Yes, but interesting.
Also very friendly.
Like when he was... does it look friendly?
Or fantastic.
Oh, or amazing.
I said amazing.
Or ultimate.
They're ultimate.
or friendly.
We were said friendly.
Well, I gotta get in there too.
Or Tobey Maguire?
I've heard he's not in this one.
No,
but I've heard he's in a different thing.
Same. But anyways, the new Spider-Man trailer came out this week, and with the announcement of tickets on sale now, I have not gotten my tickets yet. I might just do that during this recording. I don't know, I might. But anyways, there's that. Glenn Danzig, the Danzig tour, he just announced yesterday. North America tour, it's like 5 or 6 dates he's doing, which is pretty cool. Maybe more. I don't know. He's kind of in a weird spot right now. Of course, FIFA, the World Cup's happening. Mexico beat South Korea yesterday. And today, America beat Australia. And that's all I follow for the World Cup is Mexico and America. I don't know.
So Mexico clinched the number 1 spot in their group to move on. The USA will find out tonight if they clinch the number 1 spot.
Isn't there a chance for England and America to go against each other on the 4th of July?
If England, I want to say if England makes their top spot in their group and then you follow the tree up to the quarterfinals and we all win, the quarterfinals will be held July 4th in Philadelphia.
Freak! In Philadelphia?
In Philadelphia.
Freak! Yes! Dude, rig the game. I don't care who you need to pay off. Let's make that happen. Let's just do it all over again 250 years later, dude.
It is FIFA, so paying them off probably wouldn't be that hard. It's just what number of monies do you want to give them?
We're not making it that far.
He goes, we're not. I only have 1 truck of Spanish gold. They probably want 2.
They probably want human monies.
Not Spanish gold?
Probably not. Like human dollars.
I mean, Spanish gold is human dollars.
Human dollars. It's worth more than the U.S. dollar, I think. So
very much it is.
You know what, Alex Steele? I will now pay you. I'll stop paying you in Spanish gold. I'll start paying you in hard-earned American dollars.
You pay me?
So next we have, speaking of money, we have the AMC stock. It is above $1 now. It is now at $2.80, roughly around where it was before it straight up plummeted to below $1 when it was like 98 cents, 95 cents. I wish Cody was with me when it happened. We were on the phone with my brother who's a finance guy. I should have followed his advice and just dropped $50 for 50 shares in AMC stock. But when it was like, I think the lowest I saw was like 95 cents. But dang it. We'll see what happens with that. There's a lot going on right now with AMC. They, especially after CinemaCon, a lot of people, I guess, had called them out. What I'm hearing, I don't know for sure, I wasn't there. But a few people in the talks of everything was calling out AMC. It was just like, stop being stupid. And of course, we also talked last episode about IMAX being on for sale right now. Of course, the studios, Sony and Apple are like, hey, we want to buy it. But word on the street is because they work so hand in hand with AMC that AMC might actually be the ones to buy IMAX. I don't know how I feel about that, but if it helps them with their stock, cool. But this could also just be another thing to put them in debt and could really ruin them. But I don't know. Oh, also the Paramount Warner Brothers thing is still going on. That's been really interesting. England, the EU is now involved with it, not the UK. And of course, there's a whole thing with California and New York. But do your own research for that. That's pretty wild.
It's a can of worms, is what it is.
It was so normal, and then it wasn't. And then now it's like, I still think the merger is going to go through, but every day it doesn't, especially with the clause they have about paying the shareholders if it goes so long without it going through, makes me think that it won't go through and they're just shooting themselves in the foot, and then maybe Netflix could swoop in and take it. But Netflix is doing great. They're actually have their own studio for movies now.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about that. And then the final thing, today, Toy Story 5 comes out to theaters. It is projected to have a $150 to $170 million opening. I have heard great things about it. Last I saw, and I'll look it up right now, Toy Story 5 had a 100% on Rotten Tomato. Let's see if that is still the case. If I can find Rotten Tomato scores, that'd be great. And of course, I'm talking about the critic score, not the audience score. However, I'm not sure if you guys know this or not. Ever since last year, a few years ago, Rotten Tomatoes did make it that if you're an audience member doing an audience score, you have to verify that you saw the movie first through a pay stub or a ticket of seeing the movie. So
I didn't know that.
So it's no longer at 100%. The critics are saying out of 197 critics, 94% of them said that it is great. And out of 1,000 plus viewers, 95 say it was great. And this is one of the rare moments where viewers and critics are seeing eye to eye. So I think I'm going to go see it today in about an hour. So I'm pretty excited to go check it out and see what's up. I used to be on the bandwagon of being like, why are you making another one? Stop making more. This is so stupid. I am no longer that bandwagon. And when you actually break down Toy Story, they don't actually keep making them because it's been 30 years and we only have 5. So, anyways, that's neither here or there. That's everything in relevance right now. I'm not sure if you guys have anything else in the world of entertainment that's relevant at the moment.
Just recently finished up both the NBA and hockey seasons.
Oh yeah, who won?
NBA went to the Knicks, first one since
1973.
Go Knicks!
73, thanks to the one and only Danhausen. Very nice.
Yes, Danhausen. Yes. Is that considered cheating?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
No, it's not really cheating, but it is a fun gimmick to play into.
You are cursed. It's cheating. Anyway.
But for the Knicks, he removed the curse.
But that's cheating because they're
is
not
that?
cursed.
But that's what, is it cheating? Was that cheating? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, if it's cheating, I don't think anyone's complaining about it, except maybe for Spurs fans.
If it wasn't in the rules before, it is now.
No.
What about for hockey? Who won hockey?
NHL went to the Carolina Hurricanes.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
It was pretty back and forth series for the first 4 games. It was a crazy series. The first 4. First game, Carolina hopped out to a quick 2-0 lead, blew that. Game ended, I think it was 4-5 or something like that. It was a pretty high score at the end of it for hockey. Came down to like a last second goal. Game 2 goes to overtime. Carolina takes it. Game 3 goes to double overtime after Vegas was up 4-0.
Oh, shoot.
And then somehow Carolina came back scoring 3 goals in 39 seconds.
I love it.
After game 4, things pretty well just went Carolina's way. They had that game where they came back, lost it, and went, we're not losing another one, and then ran the table rest of the way. Not that it wasn't a good fight, but you could tell that Vegas' goalie just wasn't up to par. I mean, he gave up 4+ goals in all but the last game, which doesn't exactly spell winning to me.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Knicks series was pretty lopsided. I mean, Spurs only won 1 game, so there's not a lot to say about that.
Yeah, but it was more or less like the games weren't lopsided. The
Spurs,
series may look like it was lopsided because it was at the end, but they were like winning by 1 or 2 points.
I think the Spurs led. I think I saw a thing. They led like 78% of the series.
Yep.
And lost.
I could believe that.
4-1.
Oh, also, speaking of Danhausen, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it's right.
Yeah.
Crown Jewel, that's like next week, right?
I don't.
Yes.
Is it next week?
Next week's
Okay.
Crown Jewel.
I knew it was coming up,
Yeah.
but I don't fully know.
And then we have Triple Mania coming up with AAA Wrestling and WWE in September, and WWE is actually doing a Mexico tour.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, SummerSlam's somewhat soon.
Yes, next month
That's
is SummerSlam.
the next PLE, right?
No, Crown Jewel's the next PLE.
Oh, Crown Jewel's the next PLE.
And then we'll have SummerSlam.
Okay.
You best believe we're having tacos for both of those. So,
Okay.
Yep. All right, and that's everything relevant. I don't think I have anything else. If you guys don't, again, Alex, anything relevant?
Not really.
No.
But I do have a topic we could go for.
Hey, go for it, brother.
All right. So, I know John and all of us have heard of recent rumblings in the movie industry to where studios are now wanting to get away from the multiverse or interconnected universes.
Okay.
Just the cinematic universe as a whole.
Yeah, cinematic universes as a whole.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
But I don't know. Open this up for debate and discussion. What do you guys think? Like, I see the positives. I also see the negatives. But the issue is that I think we're at a point where people like the people who are out of touch making the movies, the pens and pencil pushers, the executives, just think that we all want it interconnected instead of no. We want it interconnected if it's meant to be interconnected. Not the fact that it all has to be connected. It doesn't have to be the meme of Charlie Day with the board all connected.
Yeah. I think it's time to move on from cinematic universes. It was so cool in 2008.
Assume you mean outside of like Marvel, DC, that
I
stuff
think I don't know, because it was cool in 2008 when Iron Man was the first thing, and then we went like 12 years, and then we had Endgame. But we're almost 20 years after that.
Yep.
And yes, everyone knows that after Secret Wars next year, they're going to quote unquote reboot the MCU, and it's going to be more X-Men centered than it is Avengers. That's cool, and it's cool if those connect, but I don't think if they're going to reboot the cinematic universe, I think they need to reboot how they do it.
I don't think that's wrong.
And I understand like the whole TV show thing. It was a hit and miss, at least for Marvel, but that was the whole Bob Chapek era, and Bob Iger came back and fixed it, and now he's gone again, which is cool.
Yep.
But I think James Gunn is a good example of like, okay, if you're going to have TV shows connected, it can be connected, but let it be its own thing. Like, you don't need to do homework on Peacemaker or Creature Commando in order to watch Superman or Supergirl coming up or Clayface. And I think what James Gunn is doing is a good step to, if you're going to have a cinematic universe, don't do it how it's been doing for the last 20 years. Let's move on from that formula and go to something different. But I also think Nintendo's being smart about saying, hey, we're not going to have any cinematic universes. Mario and Mario Galaxy, they're prequels and sequels to each other, and they're just going to
their own thing.
They're their own thing. And then when Star Fox comes out, they're not going to be like, oh, is Mario going to show up at Star Fox? No,
Star Fox.
He left to go back to his galaxy. That's his own thing.
Yep.
And that's why they said, we're not going to have a Super Smash Brothers movie because we don't want a cinematic universe. But Alex, you had brought up a point that you don't need to have a cinematic universe to do Super Smash Brothers, and I would like to know your thinking more on that, because I think that's more along the lines of like, if you're going to do it different.
Yeah, just don't. All you have to do is you don't have to make them connected at all. Like, these characters can just show up to do it, because the whole point of Smash Brothers is like the hands bringing these Nintendo's characters and Nintendo's IP to play in like a tournament style thing. There's nothing that says like they're connected at all.
Yeah. I mean, you could even do like from the beginning of it, you could have something almost Mortal Kombat-esque where like they're in their own universes and then they just get ripped out of it.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, well, it doesn't connect to anything.
And they just never bring it up in any of their movies or anything like that.
Yeah. Or like you could do like It'd be kind of funny if they had like a meta, like at the end of a post-credit scene, like at the very end, where it's like, remember that time when it's like, nope, don't remember it at all, and go on about their day.
Or just Luigi's like, remember that giant hand where it was like, nope, and then that's all it is.
Yeah.
Or even to make it more separate. I mean, if you just get, because right now the only ones we really have are Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
If you just get different voice actors, okay, it doesn't feel like it's the same universe then.
That's a good point.
Or artistically, like, change it a little bit.
Different animation style even.
This is going to sound really weird, but with you talking about your concept of how Super Smash Brothers could work without it being part of a universe and going away from universes, I think Sylvester Stallone's The Expendables is a really good example as a concept on how to do that. Because, like, you didn't have the Terminator and Rambo and Walker Texas Ranger and the Universal Soldier. Those
Transporter.
Yeah, and the Transporter. Like, those characters weren't in the movie because they were just the actors that happened to play them all in one movie. But, like,
they reference.
We all knew what that was. Bruce Willis even showing up. Like, we all knew what those movies were. We were watching the Terminator with Rambo. Like,
I mean, they reference their own lines. They steal each other's famous lines.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, they knew what they were doing.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger looks at Chuck Norris and goes, "Oh, who's next? Rambo." Like, I think that concept is a good concept to maybe move forward. Of like, hey, sure, let's have Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Sebastian Stan in a movie together where they're like heroes, but like they're not Iron Man and Winter Soldier and Captain America, you know?
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like a good plot or pitch for Tropic Thunder 2.
Dude. That'd be...
Because I'm the dude that's playing the dude dressed as another dude.
I don't know, because... I just don't know how to move forward. Because, again, we've been hearing a lot of stuff in the industry that studios are thinking about going away from universes. But it's like, how do you make that transition from almost 2 generations of humans that are conditioned to be like, this is what movies are?
Yeah.
Because another big thing is that people are like, oh, there's no originals anymore. There's only sequels or universes, which isn't true. The last 5 years, if you look at the statistics, the last 5 years, there have been more original IP ever created in the history of cinema, but people don't know that because we're conditioned to know only IP that we know, such as any game system, popular games of those like God of War or Halo, and then you have Marvel, Star Wars, DC, and Game of Thrones. Yeah. And that's what people, they're like, oh, another Predator movie? Gosh, it's like, can they come up with something original? They did. You just didn't watch it because
I like that Predator movie though.
Oh no, I freaking love that movie. But it's like you, and if you look at the box offices, it's like, of course they're going to make more Predator movies because it goes up. Where
there's a reason we've got 1 billion Fast and Furious movies.
Exactly, because they keep going up. It's like, can't Vin Diesel make something original? He did. Nobody watched it.
No, they did because he's working on the 4th one.
No, I was talking about Bloodsport.
I was talking about
Riddick.
Yeah,
hey, exactly. But you understood the IP. You didn't know about the other IP.
Well,
I think I did
Bloodsport
see the trailer when that first came out, and I just didn't.
No one saw it.
Yeah, but Bloodsport is a comic book character.
It is, but it's an independent comic book character.
Is it? Because it's a Rob Liefeld creation.
It's independent.
Is it? Because I thought it was Dark Horse, or is it Image?
It might be Image.
I have no idea. Not one of the big studios.
I have a computer, tablet, and a phone right in front of me, and I'm not looking it up.
I know.
So we'll just let the audience tell us, hey, we're idiots.
Get in the comments.
Right? But even then, it's like, why can't Vin Diesel make anything original? He did. And you didn't watch it. Last Witch Hunter, which they are making a second one finally, but no one saw that. Yeah, you know nothing about that, Cody, do you?
I don't know what that is.
It was all right. It wasn't that.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
Babylon AD, which is another.
I didn't like that one.
I love that.
I didn't
incredible.
like that one.
But anyways, all this to say, just how do we move forward? How do we recondition people to look at all IP instead of just familiar IP? I think it's the biggest thing that's killing trying to get out of the cinematic universe.
Because I was going to try and argue this year we've had some stuff that is done super well, but then if you think about it, it's like, okay, Backrooms technically isn't an original IP. It's an original movie because we hadn't had a movie, but it had pre-existing stuff on the internet.
It's a creepypasta, right?
I don't know about
No, King Pixel.
Okay.
I don't know fully about Obsession, but I'm guessing that also had something already going.
No, that's original.
That
IP.
one is original?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what,
So, like, there's been things that have done well. I mean, I was about to point out Markiplier's movie, but again, that's based on a game that he enjoyed. So the game already existed. That's an already existing IP. Now, some of these are smaller, maybe not as well known, and are doing great, which maybe, okay, if we're not fully original, take a smaller IP and use it.
Sinners. One of the highest
Sinners
grossing
is fully original.
Sinners is a great example of, like, dude, just go watch an original movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it won how many Academy Awards?
I don't actually know if it won
Four?
that many.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
Wasn't a crazy number. It won a decent amount.
For
but it wasn't
an
as
R-rated horror movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also
Pretty
be
unheard
nominated
of.
for Movie of the Year? Like...
I'm going to say horror very lightly. I don't know if
Scared
it's a
the crap
horror.
out of me.
I would say it's more horror than anything.
Yeah.
Is it really? I figured it was more like...
Have you seen it?
Just, I haven't watched
Okay,
it.
then be quiet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
From what
I'm
I've
just
understood,
kidding.
it was more of like a suspense thriller than what I would consider a horror
No,
movie.
I'd call it horror.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, it's a drama horror.
If anything, it's just two
It had
giant
to do
glasses of water of freaking Michael B. Jordan. That's what it is. Man.
Anyway, we've clearly had some original
And
IP
Haley
that's
Steinfeld.
doing well. The problem is some of them don't get enough advertisement, which could be a thing that hurts. But the other part is that, a lot of people just, if it's not something they look at, they just ignore it. They don't care.
Then at
And
that
that's
point,
part of the problem.
Yeah.
well, at that point,
people
is it?
stop caring unless they already know it, and the only way to get into it is to watch it.
Well, it brings up the next point. Then, is it the actual movie's fault, or is it how the production or studio is marketing the movie? Because one of my favorite movies of all time is John Carter of Mars.
Oh, yeah.
That movie was a complete flop because Disney didn't know how to market it.
Same thing with,
Treasure Planet.
no, not that one.
Strange World.
No, the Tom Cruise one with Emily Blunt. It was
Live, Die, Repeat.
Well, see, that's the problem.
The
It was
last
originally,
name.
it was originally called Live, Die, Repeat. I think it's now called, like, I'm going to look it up because, like, you want to talk about a prime example of a A-rated, freaking fantastic movie.
Great sci-fi movie.
Great everything, great acting, but just horrible marketing, which is what made it ultimately cause its downfall.
Yeah.
And let's see if I can find, because again,
It was like Tomorrow something.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Which,
yeah.
like, again, I get why they ended up with that name, but it had like 4 different titles.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow also, unless you watched the movie, you would have no idea what
Well, and on top of that, I get that confused with Day After Tomorrow, which is a completely different movie.
Well, there's also another one on Prime that's called The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt.
Yeah, with Chris Pratt, yeah.
That kind of deals with the same thing.
Concept, yeah. So it's like, but if you just called it, how much does that title really just kick? Live, Die, Repeat. That's a good title. I'm sold already. I'm sold already with that.
Unless they, like, tested it and it wasn't doing well, like, on a bigger scale. But I don't know how much they test that.
How do you test something like that?
You just ask, I mean, the only thing I can think of is you go out, you ask people, hey, if this is the title of a movie, would you be interested?
Yeah, but another rule of thumb is that the title, though it is a marketing point and a selling point, shouldn't be your main focus on whether or not something's
I'm
going
not
to
saying
sell.
it should, but if, like, it didn't do well with, like, whatever testing they may have done, I don't even know if they did. That's my only thought, though, is maybe they did testing
I don't know if they
with
do
it.
a lot
It
of
didn't
testing.
get a lot of, like, interest, and they went,
So,
hey, what about this? And people went, oh, that sounds interesting.
I remember this movie being The Edge of Tomorrow up until it hit at-home release, and that's when they changed the name.
See, so I remember the opposite. I remember when I first saw the trailer, it said Live, Die, Repeat, and then the second trailer I saw, it said Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, see, I did it vice versa. Yeah.
I think just this discussion alone is the prime example of what you guys had said, which is marketing is a big deal.
Yes.
And marketing on a lot of movies lately has not been good.
It hasn't, and it's so weird. Well, and then talk about the algorithm. How many times, what was it, Blue Beetle? I saw so many trailers for Blue Beetle and Shazam 2, and when I was talking to you, Cody, around that time period, you were like, I haven't seen a single trailer. Yeah. And I was like, how? Because I know I'm into movies, but you're into DC.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my algorithm was showing me that stuff, but yours wasn't.
Yeah. And I think that's part of it. I mean, some of it is that, like, any streaming service you have that, like, you're going to have ads on. Now, obviously, part of it is if people pay for no ads, they're never going to see the trailers because that's where they show them is on the ads for stuff. So if you're paying for no ads, you're never going to see a trailer for it. But even outside of that, it seems like, and I get it, they're only showing their stuff, but it's like if I primarily watch Hulu, I'm not going to get trailers for a bunch of this DC stuff or a Sony product or something. It's like I'm going to get Hulu or Disney stuff or whatever's under that umbrella.
It's interesting. Even then, though, like, even if I am watching, like, Disney Plus, I'm like, hey, this new thing's on Hulu, it's like, cool. Even then, it's like, okay, capture me then. Yeah. You know?
See, I think one of the big
YouTube algorithm problem comes down to, well, sometimes, like, right now, for some reason, my ad algorithm, and it's the stupidest one I've ever had, I get more ads for Socket Fiber, which, if people don't know, that's who I work for.
Well, that's probably why, because you're always talking about it.
Yeah, but even if I don't for like 2 weeks, that's still like all I get for ads is come over to Socket Fiber. I'm like, I have you.
What about you? What were you saying, Alex?
Well, I was going to circle back around to ending the universes. And a prime example that I thought of to where I don't think they needed to be a universe and they tried to make it one and smash it together and it didn't work. Mm-hmm. Universal Pictures tried to smash together the Monsterverse again.
Oh yeah, well they tried to reboot it.
Was it Tom Cruise's
The Mummy, but the first one was supposed to be Dracula Untold.
Was that the one with
Luke Wilson?
Oh, no, not the one I was thinking. I was thinking of the Dracula movie with James McAvoy.
Not Luke Wilson. Luke Evans, I think.
Yeah, still not the one I was thinking. I was thinking of the Dracula movie with James McAvoy.
So
I never watched it, but I didn't know if it was part of that or not.
What was crazy about...
Is that the more recent one?
Sort of.
What was crazy about that Monsterverse, and here, let me show you this picture. They released this picture before The Mummy even came out.
Yeah.
You have Tom Cruise for The Mummy.
Hey, Johnny Depp.
You have Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man, which would have been great.
We did get sort of the
No, it was different.
Different.
Different. Whole different.
This wasn't...
Yeah, Russell Crowe.
I was like, well, it's sort of.
Yeah, Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think this was supposed to be Wolfman.
Who is it?
I can't remember who that is.
Yeah, I've never seen him before.
And then you had here's a better picture. And then I don't know who this actress is, but I forgot who she was supposed to be. But like
the Mummy.
That is the Mummy. So that was the problem with Universal because they were like, hey, here's this picture. We're rebooting the Darkverse. It's going to be awesome. And hey, you know what? I loved it all, but yeah, they sprinted before they could even crawl. Yeah. And then I've never finished the Mummy movie with Tom Cruise. Not because I think it's a bad movie, just it got interrupted. I never went back to it. But I mean, I heard it was not well received. I was enjoying it, but I never finished it.
So they tried to do the universe stuff instead of making it a standalone, and it should have been a standalone.
Yeah.
Like, they somehow smashed Russell Crowe's Jekyll and Hyde because they had
to I saw that scene. Yeah. It's a touch screen. You're fine.
They had to, like, smash... Anyway, it should have never been a universe, but that was a perfect example of, like, if it doesn't need to, don't do it. Like, that didn't need to.
Yeah, they could have been standalone movies.
100%.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah. And even if you for instance, wanted to do them in a universe, and you did them all standalones, they've all had their one standalone movie. You could then do a Jekyll and Hyde movie with Russell Crowe. And then, since you already tried to make him the bringer together of all these, then you could do it. But like, I wouldn't suggest it.
Yeah, because I mean, have we ever really had a... Because I mean, I know we have obviously the old classic monster movies, but it was never like a universe. It was just them.
Universal considers them, like all the old ones, taking place
like in the same
world.
But like,
world,
if you watch them, does it feel like...
No.
So
No.
I can see, like, if you want to say, okay, it takes place in the same universe, sure, you could do that with those. But don't necessarily have to interconnect to just be no, they're in the same universe.
No, and I think that's what Alex was saying. Like, that's what should have happened.
Yeah.
But then not. I would have loved to have seen Johnny Depp as the Invisible Man. I think that would have been freaking awesome. You know who did it right? Have you ever seen the movie Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein?
No, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've ever watched anything Abbott and Costello.
Okay, that's on the next list. That's on the list.
I know.
So hilarious.
I'm good.
So good. Who's on first?
Yeah, I know that.
I do like
I think that's the only
first.
thing I've seen, and
Well,
I'm good.
So when Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, that's what the title is. However, Dracula and Wolfman are in it too, and they are very much involved in the story. And at the very, very, very end, and it is hilarious, the Invisible Man shows up, and you just see a cigarette coming up, puff, puff, and then back down, and they freak out, and like that's how the movie ends. It's not a universe movie. It's Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. They just happen to be in shenanigans with Dracula, Wolfman, and then the Invisible Man.
He was probably there the whole time.
Who was that was the joke, was that he was. So it's like, yeah, make a movie, have fun. But I think again, like what I was saying about Expendables, Abbott and Costello is the Expendables of monster movies. Okay, they had those in there because it was good and they made it work and it was relevant.
Yep.
But they didn't force it like they're doing now with like Fast and Furious and stuff like that.
Well, what they tried to do was, whenever they tried to interconnect them and force all that, they wanted to lead up to a reboot of the Monster Squad.
Yeah.
Is what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
And that would have never worked anyway.
No. But
I think if it's a thing like Marvel or DC, something that clearly already has an established universe to it, and you're just turning it into a movie or a TV show. Now, I'm fully for keep TV and movie not super. If it has a few Easter eggs, sure. I am not trying to keep up with as much stuff as like what Marvel was doing at one point with all of the TV shows, because that was too much. But in general, for your movies, if you want to have those interconnected, I don't have a problem with that. Those IPs already are that. But yeah, things like the Monster Universe or any like some of these other ones they've attempted, like if it doesn't need to be a multiversal thing, why are we doing it?
I don't know. I think
The one that I do like is Spider-Man right now, though. I do like that one.
That's
the animated
thing
one.
That
the animated one.
Yeah,
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
But that's supposed to be a multiverse thing. It's literally called Spider-Man Into the Multiverse.
Yeah. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying personally, the one I like right now.
Yeah.
Well, that still goes back to my like Marvel already has that established as a thing.
Yeah.
We're just turning it into a movie now.
But even then, even though it's called Spider-Man Into the Multiverse, it's not about the MCU or the Sonyverse or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's its own property. And like we said, do they mention things? Yeah, it's like, oh, don't even get me started with Doctor Strange on Earth 9999999. It's like, aha, that's funny. But it was just like a quick whip, and then nothing to do with it.
Sorry, did you say whip?
Whip.
Okay.
Whip.
We said the same thing. Anyways.
Whip.
I mean, like, well, okay, speaking of whip, like, look at the crossover with Family Guy and The Simpsons. You know?
Oh, yeah, that's...
But that's the thing. What about crossovers? Does that count? Like Aliens versus Predator? It originally was not part of the Aliens or the Predator IP, but because of this whole Universal thing, a lot of pop culture people were like, I don't get it. How is this its own thing but not connected if it has both the Predator and Alien in it? So now both the Predator and Alien movies have both referenced AVP, even though it was just its own thing and it always was.
Actually, you're missing the other property that's in that.
Blade Runner?
There you go.
Okay, but that's
in that?
Well, actually, no.
Wayland Utah. So Blade Runner, like Alien takes place, and then like Blade Runner is supposed to like take place.
I would love
somewhere.
I would love to talk about this with you. It's a lot,
okay.
But that's a good example, though. How like yes,
it didn't have to be.
Alien and Blade Runner do take place in the same universe, but they have those two stories have nothing to do with each other.
Nope.
Do you see Weyland-Yutani in Blade Runner? Yes. Do you see an engineer in Blade Runner 2? Yes. In the first Alien movie, do you see people's names and businesses from Blade Runner? Yes. That's it. But you gotta really look at the screen to like read it and see
little
it.
stuff that
Yeah,
really you're not gonna pick up on.
It's like an actual Easter egg. Like how in Spaceballs you see the Millennium Falcon. Okay? Is it in the same universe as Star Wars? Sure, George Lucas said it was, and that's why the Millennium Falcon was there. Okay. But it's a spoof movie. Has nothing to do with Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. I think that's where, like, I could see, if they decided to say, yeah, Alien and Predator take place in the same universe. Kind of like the classic monster stuff where, like, it's all in the same universe. It's like, well, yeah, they're both outer space. Sure, if you want to say they're in the same universe, AVP, I'm not going to question it.
AVP takes place on Earth.
Well, yeah, I meant like
before
AVP.
We're talking about good movies.
As the separate ones beforehand. If you were just like, they're in the same universe, I'd be like, okay, I don't really have a reason to say they're not.
Yeah.
Like, it's outer space. Yeah, there's billions of planets, sure.
I think
Predator... AVP and them now referencing it as much as they do is probably the problem. Instead of just being like, obviously they made AVP, but if they left them where they just gave you little hints, it'd be like, okay, yeah, I still believe it, but like, they don't really cross over that much.
Yeah. I thought they gave up referencing AVP.
No, it's still going.
Okay.
Yeah. I do like Predator Badlands, though, because Weyland-Yutani was in Predator Badlands, and the synths were there, but it wasn't like Alien or Blade Runner or anything like that. It was like they were just characters in the story.
Yep.
Like Weyland-Yutani himself, you didn't need to know anything about Predator, and you didn't need to know anything about Alien. You could go inside watching Alien Badlands, not knowing a thing.
Predator Badlands?
That's what I said, Predator Badlands. You could go inside Predator Badlands without knowing a thing about any of the previous IP and watch it alone and be like, cool, Weyland-Yutani, don't know who that is, but they seem pretty wild, and this is what a Yautja is.
Okay.
I think... But that's again. What about movies like that where like it's in the universe, but each movie is like its own standalone?
I don't think that's a problem.
That's not the issue that we're talking about. What we're talking about is like setting them in this universe.
No, yeah, but I'm saying
forcing them to interact.
I'm saying like, what if that's how we get out of that by being like, yeah, it's the same world, but they're its own standalone. Because that's kind of how the MCU started. You had Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Thor, and then Avengers. Avengers, they came together, and then it was like Iron Man 2.
You had a little thing, because was it the first Iron Man where we see Cap's shield, or is that a later one?
Okay.
Because I know he used it as like a thing to hold
up.
So
that's the fake one.
That was the second one, but technically you do see it in the first one, but it's like in the background.
Okay, so yeah, if they want to throw in little things like that, where like, you don't really see it, but it's there to reference it for those people that want to really spot the Easter eggs. Go for it.
And then back then it was either Nick Fury or Coulson that was the only connectors, but like they were their own thing.
Yeah.
But then now it's like if I see a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I better see 50 things from other MCU movies in it, and it's just like
why I stopped.
Yeah, it's like no, can we just stop that? Well, yeah, because people like you stop being interested, and people like me are. I'm still watching it because I'm just always going to, but boy, am I getting really tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm not as hyped about it as I was before. Now, that is why I'm hyped about Doomsday and Secret Wars, because apparently it's supposed to end it. But again, this conversation is like, how do you end it and how do you progress? Is it like Predator, where each one is its own individual thing, even though they're all connected?
I don't think you do any of that. I think you have standalones from here on out to reset, and then maybe put like it's in the same universe, but they're never going to see.
That's my problem with the reboot of the MCU, Because I was like, hey, let's do what we did before. Let's have a Wolverine movie. Let's have a Beast movie or something like that. And then maybe we'll have X-Men Apocalypse as like the first Avengers movie we got. But no, they're making a X-Men movie with all the characters in it. And I'm like, that's not bad because we had that in the early 2000s. But because we're continuing this universe, it's like, is that really the best idea?
Yeah. I guess the question is, are enough of the X-Men well known enough to have a standalone movie?
I think the original 6 are, yes. Beast.
The original 6?
Beast.
What original 6?
Beast, Storm, Angel, Cyclops, Iceman, and Professor X.
Angel's not that interesting.
I was going to say, the other question is, are some of them going to be interesting? Also, I feel like, while it wasn't a technically Professor X standalone, I mean, I feel like X-Men First Class kind of set up most of his backstory.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's connected to the stuff now, but I feel like that was probably the best way to do Professor X, because that's mostly what he does.
Well, so the X-Men, those X-Men movies with like Patrick Stewart are not connected to the MCU.
You mean James McAvoy?
McAvoy.
Well, no. The James McAvoy ones are connected to the Patrick Stewart ones.
Yes.
But those movies are their own things.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
That's cool, but
if they did something like that in the MCU, it feels like it's too connected to the already established
and I understand
MCU.
Those people are going to be in Doomsday.
Yeah.
But again, if you're going to reset everything, including like the Fox Cinematic Universe, then okay, sure, like I get that pass. Like sure, bring in everyone from the Fox Cinematic Universe, bring everyone in from the Disney Universe. Let's have them a giant showdown. Let's kill them all. Let's have Battle Earth that Doomsday creates. Let's have Secret Wars. Let's destroy that, fix it all, start again. Where do we go from there?
Yeah.
And that's...
I mean, I don't think there's a good answer. You're going to upset people either way. You have people that are going to want to keep it as is. You're going to have people like us that are like, we need more standalone stuff. I think the problem with X-Men is I don't know how many of those would be good standalones, because so many of those are so just connected to being X-Men.
That's fair.
Wolverine has enough outside of it, it makes sense, but like, how many standalone Beast comics do we actually have? Or is he just an X-Men?
No, that's fair. That's actually fair.
There's not that many where he's just standalone. Yeah. Like, Gambit has a few.
Yeah,
not
and
very
I think that
many.
might be the problem with them going to X-Men is it's just a group. There's not enough standalone stuff to really do standalones.
I also understand that everything being made now is actually not catered to me or us. It's catered to like teenagers or younger. Because I was 14 when Iron Man came out, and now I'm 32. And they hooked me when I was 14. Yeah. Now I'm 32 with my own kids. We're sick of it. I understand that now they need to cater to like my kids now.
Yep.
Because they need to hook them for 20 years too. But so I think you're right. I think even myself is going to be very upset with whatever they do. But I think that's because that's our age mentality there. Mm-hmm. We're really like, because I know a lot of people are upset about Superman and how that was, and like James Gunn and what he's doing. But I'm like, I
thought Superman was great.
Oh, it was great. It was great. Yes. But I'm like, he's not catering to our generation.
He's getting the next generation.
Unfortunately, I think that's something we need to realize. Our generation doesn't matter to the movie industry.
No, we're in that gap where they know we're just going to watch it anyways because we're interested in the IP, or we just saw a random trailer for, even if it's a standalone thing, and went, "Oh, that looks cool. I'll go watch it."
And that's why like Mario or like Despicable Me and Minions are doing so good. Yeah. I think Despicable Me and Minions is a perfect example on how to keep things separate but connected. The Minions movies are their own thing, and Despicable Me is their own thing. Oh, wasn't Gru in the Minions movie? Yeah, in one. He cameoed in the first one, then he had the Rise of Gru. Now we don't care about that. Yep. Now you have Despicable Me, and they're both making it's a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Both of them are.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what? That's the answer. Despicable Me's the answer.
Yeah.
There it is. Good job, Alex. You solved it. You did it.
Obviously, I think as far as something like Marvel or DC, there's no good answer. Anything outside of that, though, if it does not need to be a grand universe, just stop.
Yes, I agree.
Those ones are a hard stop doing it. Marvel DC is going to be harder because they've already, again, in their original IPs for comics, they've already established that, so it's harder to get away from it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you? Final thoughts, Alex?
I think it's more or less they need to focus on standalone stories and doing sequels from the standalones and take some time off from interconnecting everything.
I can agree. Yeah, get back to like original Marvel stuff where we had just a cat movie. They all come together, and then you can do some stuff again. And here's another thing, come back together.
Even like outside of superheroes, like even just sequels on regular movies.
Yep. Yeah, but have it be its own thing.
Yeah, have it be its own thing.
I think, and again, I know I keep saying this, but I do think Predator is a prime example of that. They're doing. Is every Predator movie an A+ movie? Absolutely not. But are they still making them? And is it still a growing franchise? Yeah. People thought it was a dead franchise until a new original Predator idea came out, which was Prey.
Yeah.
And that brought it back.
I said part of being dead though was we didn't have anything after AVP2 for.
We did. It just sucked.
Did we?
We had
came out
so
after
Predators.
You had Predators, which was really good with Adrian Brody, and then you had The Predator, which was probably the biggest disappointment.
I didn't even know that ever came out.
Well, that's honestly
that's the one where isn't that the one where at the end of the movie they have a Predator Iron Man suit?
Yes.
Pop up? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty cool actually. But yeah, no, that movie kind of sucked. But like again, with
and
Predator,
then we got Prey.
Which
and
was
then
its
we
own standalone.
and then after Prey we got
Badlands.
No, you're forgetting one.
Killer of Killers.
Predator Killers.
Which was
the animated one.
The animated anthology one.
Which was great.
Which was great. And then you had Badlands. Honestly, and then there you go. I think the Predator franchise.
Oh, except you know what?
What?
Killer of Killers did. It connected all of them.
It did. You just slammed your hand on the table.
My bad.
It's okay.
Sorry, I just realized that.
Okay, but here's the thing. It did, but it didn't.
It connected Prey, the first one.
No,
Predators 2.
It did, but it didn't. It was, to me, I think that's where it comes into like it was a fun Easter egg and be like,
that's okay.
Because honestly, at the end of that, I was like, ooh, and like, will we see Dutch again? I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. But even then, it's like we're not going to have a movie.
It'll be an animated.
It'll be an anime, but for anime, it's good. Anime, I also think is a good answer. Like, and I know we're out of time, but really quick, when the Snyderverse was finally no longer a thing, somebody pitched, "What if you finish it, but have it be an animation?" And I was like, I could get behind because it's supposed to be 3 Justice League movies. Yeah. We only got the one, and then they remade the other.
The Snyder Cut.
Technically, they made 2. Yeah, technically they made 2 because people are like, "Oh, he already has the Snyderverse." They had to film the Snyderverse. People don't realize that. But anyways, it's like we never had Justice League 2 or Justice League 3. I was okay with that being an HBO exclusive. Like, get the cast back to voice everything.
Yeah. Animated
movie. I think that would be cool if an IP doesn't work out well, and you want it to be a universe. Cool. We have streaming. Streaming has its place. Maybe you just do that then.
Again, I know we're running out of time, but to speak on the anime, I mean, DC's got an animated universe that works super well.
It does. I love it so much.
Like, if you haven't watched the DC animated universe movies, you should, because they're phenomenal.
I didn't know they were all connected till I saw like the 4th one, and I was like, whoa!
Yeah, that's why
all of them after so Flashpoint.
Yeah. They work so well, though, because, they're great standalones, but then you see the little things that connect, and you go, okay, I can watch this as a standalone and not question anything.
So good. Yep.
But if I watch them all, I see the bigger picture.
Well, all right, I got nothing else on the subject, but I'd love to hear what other people think about this topic.
Yeah. Let us know down in the comments. See what everybody else thinks. Should we have cinematic universes, or should we move away from it?
Or do we reconfigure how we do it?
Or reconfigure.
Yeah. Also, go watch original IP. Stop complaining there are none. Like, actually look at what's playing at your theater and watch it.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Anyways.
You all right? You seem angry.
No, I'm fine, man. You go, man.
Oh, just remember to follow us on all of our social medias, the Instagrams. Subscribe to the channel. We bring out a daily show every week. And
Really,
we also,
daily.
Daily,
every
sorry.
week.
Really?
Daily every week.
Whoa.
That was almost 90% of the time. It works every
Once
time.
Daily every week, once a month.
Yeah. Sorry.
2 times
Weekly.
Two times
Once
a year.
weekly. But we also do supplemental shows like Catching Up with Cody.
We've got some other stuff in the works too.
We do have some other stuff
We do.
working working on that.
Oh, and also my Otters, go check it out. OOTTR on Instagram, which also stands for Out of the Theater Reviews. I'm also working on a YouTube channel for that. So check that out. My Otters, just go inside of a movie, watch it, and then review it the second I'm done.
And probably a Facebook page, I assume.
There'll be other social medias for
Okay.
Otter. I don't
Not
know
making
yet.
Facebook for that.
I don't know.
Should just blitz them all, man.
No, I should because they're on my personal Facebook.
Yeah.
So it's like I might as well make a Facebook, but it's like getting around to do that. But
That's fair.
yeah, check out our Otters. Cody's in some of them. Later in the year, Alex will start showing up in them too, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
I'm Cody.
I'm John.
And I'm Alex. And remember, he who controls the spice
Shut up.
controls the universe.
Shut up. Shut up. See you guys later.